Hi, Michael. Thanks for resubmitting this. I really appreciate it. I know it might seem like a tedious request. However, it's really helpful for your instructor if your entire assignment is embedded in just one single file, minus the write-ups. I like the write-ups embedded in the discussion forum. But this way, you know, I don't have to shuffle around a whole bunch of different files, and I could give you very cohesive video feedback. Also, further along in the term, I like to give the class the experience of opening up everybody's work all at once and giving you a group critique so that you can kind of see how you could, you know, all of your work can be talked about as a group, and then how you can be relative to each other, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, it's really good to just nail this the first week, and then, you know, from then on, it's not an issue. Also, this week I didn't really press write-ups. I didn't ask that, you know, people be very specific about their experience using their light meter. I really just wanted them to get out there and do it, because this can be so awkward that it's just difficult to even process it into some sort of verbal communication. So I didn't ask for that, but next week we will start doing write-ups, which are already posted. You know, the instructions are already posted. And then also next week I will start requiring equipment shots, meaning shots of your lighting setup and shots of how you used your meter for the assignment. This week that wasn't required. Like I said, I really just wanted people to focus on using their equipment and then posting their assignments properly to the classroom. So we're there. We've done it. Great. These are beautiful. Now onto your work. These are gorgeous. You know, this is just such a classic cabin in the woods shot. It's really nice, and the exposure is beautiful. The composition is just lovely with the framing between these two strong trees, and then a nice background and a nice spreading out foreground here. I'm really enjoying these two images because of your use of depth of field. I'm just a sucker for use of depth of field like this, because it, you know, all of the visual emphasis is on whatever is finally in focus, right? And my eyes just go there, because as humans it's difficult for us to look at things that are out of focus. I mean, some people, myself included, even have a slight nausea response to it. And so we just rest right where things are in focus, and boy, isn't that nice. Because I have all this texture, and the moss, it's so delicate. And here we've got this really nice implied line taking us down the trail to these little really inviting looking archways, but really the visual emphasis is on the sign, but it's, you know, only primary next to a very strong secondary leading line down here between the pattern of these posts and then the implied line of the arrow. And, you know, anyways, you knew what you were doing when you shot it. I'm sorry, I digress, but it's really nicely composed. And then this, you know, this is pretty nice. There's a nice exposure. We've got detail in the shadows. There's our darkest dark right there, and the highlights are not blown out, so it's good exposure. Lots of texture to look at. There's lots to inspect in this image, even though there's really only two types of subject matter, right? There's wood and there's leaves, but there's so much to look at within that texture. And then, I'm sorry, for this really tiny view, let's see, maybe I can that's just not going to do it for me. Okay, sorry. I was just trying to enlarge my view, but it's not going to happen right now. I've been having some issues with my Acrobat. I think I need to reinstall it. Anyways, I really like how you set this up for us, where you have your incident and your ambient reading, or your incident and your reflective reading next to each other in your entire contact sheet. Of course, I don't know which is which. I don't think that you told us in your contact sheet. You know what? Let me pause this and I'll take a closer look. Hold on. Yeah, no, but that's fine. I mean, I can guess. I find that when I'm out shooting the landscape, that my reflective readings from my handheld meter only are very accurate if I'm using a gray card, or if I have a very strong sense of the local value of the colors that are around me. Local value, of course, is just the relative lightness or darkness of some sort of subject that actually has a hue, you know, a color to it. So, you know, you can oftentimes find a green that will have the local value of medium gray. But it takes some practice to get there. So, foolproof, if I'm going to be doing reflective metering, I need a gray card. And so my assumption here is that your more aesthetically pleasing and more accurate results are coming from incident readings. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm only guessing as such because here it would seem like, you know, in all of these that you've got the reflective, I'm sorry, you have your meter pointed at something that is not medium gray, and the camera, it's then giving you exposure settings that will result in yielding a medium gray out of whatever it is that you're pointing at. So maybe you're pointing it right here in this shadow, because that shadow is looking pretty medium gray to me, but it's really overexposed, of course, and then this one's perfectly exposed. And I can make the same case for every single image, you know. So, I don't know, let me know if I'm wrong, but that's my assumption. But these look really good. These are beautiful, these two shots you've got here of the leaves. I think you did a great job. Again, thanks for resubmitting. I appreciate it. And then, mostly I appreciate your patience and your willingness to do that. And then now we know exactly how to turn everything in the rest of the term. And next week, of course, I'll be asking for write-ups, and the instructions are embedded in the assignment write-up. And then I'll be asking for equipment shots, meaning a snapshot of how you have your lights set up for each shoot, and then also how you're using your light meter in the scene to get your readings. And then, like I said, specific instructions for that are embedded in the assignment write-ups. Again, well done. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next assignment.